What's up, guys? Hello and welcome to another Maker Monday. Today we're going to be checking out a couple of things, give you some updates on where we're at with the channel, as well as some updates on the poll that I sent out, and an interesting tool for you guys, as well as, yes, as the title said it, we're going to be doing our giveaway. So let's jump right into news on the channel. So what I got going on is right now I'm still tinkering with the TiVo little monster. It's for some reason it's acting up on me and it's being angry, so I've got to tinker with it. I've almost got it right where I want it, but as you know, I took it to Maker Faire and it did not like the car ride. The car ride just screwed it all up. So yeah, so I've been putting it back together, getting new nozzle tips and different things, and it's been crazy. But I think I've gotten it to where it's now back printing again. And what I'm going to do is I've got to print out the bezel for the Home Assistant 7-inch Home Assistant touchscreen interface for the Home Assistant dashboard. So I promised you guys that is coming. That video is on its way. It's just my printer's acting up. So if it keeps acting up, I don't know. Let me know down in the comments. I may go ahead and show it to you anyway without it being a completed package. However, I'd rather it be a completed package for you guys. But anyway, we'll see what happens. Any case, so that's coming. The results of the poll is pretty much in, I think. It's pretty much decided that you guys want to do an ESP8266 web page. So I'll be doing that. That's actually pretty simple to do. It takes a little bit of coding. That's basically it, and then it will host a web page. And and I'll be showing you how to use GPIO with it, where you can set up buttons and you click them, and then you can do whatever you want with GPIO. So that ought to be kind of a cool deal. So that way, if you don't want to have like a head-end interface like the Home Assistant or something like that that's really that powerful, you just want to add some Wi-Fi to some buttons or some relays or something, and you want just a very simple, sleek interface to make, this will show you how to do it. So that video is on its way. I'm actually working on it now, actually. Oh no, my computer went to screensaver, but I actually have the Arduino code up right now. I'm actually working on it. So that's coming, as well as, oh yeah, the Sonoff TH16 box seemed like it was a thing that everybody wanted to see the rest of the Tasmota, and you know what, I actually just forgot about it, so thank you for reminding me. But we need to go ahead and do that as well to finish that off, how to add something that has had Tasmota flash to it, adding that to Home Assistant and getting that all set up and working. So, and I've also got more Home Assistant stuff that's coming. That's going to be some neat interfacing stuff. I've interfaced my Nest thermostat with mine, and it's actually kind of cool. You get all the workings of the Nest app, but it's right there in your Home Assistant. So I'm going to probably be seeing if I can't port that over to the dashboard as well. So that way it makes kind of this nice, sleek interface for controlling all of your smart home stuff. So I've got that, as well as, oh, I found some really cool ways of powering that dashboard thing, by the way. So it'll be pretty slick. I'm excited to show you guys that. Anyway, I also wanted to get into the giveaway. That's right, I've got a giveaway. Our good friends at DF Robot sent me another one of these, excuse me, and what this is basically one of their Curie Nanos. And those of you who don't know what that is, the Intel Curie, which is an Intel processor, they basically threw one down onto a little board. I really didn't prepare for this. I didn't have my other one to show you guys. I don't want to tear the bag open because I'm giving it away. But basically, I don't know if you can see it in there. Hold it up. But it's basically got the Intel Curie processor on it. It's got a USB, micro USB on it. It's got a bunch of the GPIO and other things brought out to the sides with a couple of headers so you can solder them on, kind of like an Arduino type thing. These have, I believe they have a, what is it? They have Bluetooth and some other wireless stuff. They don't have Wi-Fi though. It's one drawback of them, but they do have a pretty powerful processor, and I don't know, they're fun, and hey, you're getting it for free, right? So to enter this contest, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open this up for all YouTube people. I'll probably have some Patreon specific contests here before too long once I get going. So if you haven't gone down and checked out my Patreon or whatever, you can become a patron, and you get exclusive giveaways that I got coming up that hopefully I'll be able to do for you guys, as well as you get to see my videos and other things and other little quips and stuff that I may add. So trying to keep all of it balanced. But how you can enter this is just down in the comments. Let me know what you would use this for, and what I'll do is I'll end up putting everybody's name in a bag and randomly deciding. So we will be having that contest, so hopefully you guys enter that. Like I said, down below is just put in your name, or just give me a comment of what you would like to use it for, and make sure that you have it where I can contact you, okay? So I can't remember, YouTube has done some weird stuff. I believe you can still send me personal messages. If not, if you can't send me personal messages in YouTube, then hit me up on Twitter. I'm at misperry. Hit me up on Twitter or Facebook. A lot of people do. I'm same deal, misperry on Facebook. So hit me up there if YouTube, because I remember I read somewhere YouTube was going to take away the personal messaging system. Don't ask me why, I don't know. I like that because then you guys can send me your email if you don't want to, broadcast your email to the universe by posting it on like, a comment. I mean, I thought the personal message thing in YouTube was a good thing, but apparently YouTube doesn't think so. So I don't know. I don't know when that's going away. I didn't really keep up with it, but I remember reading that. So if when your name is drawn, like I said, I'll do a drawing. Probably I'll give it a couple weeks, so a couple Mondays from now, I'll do a drawing to win this. And what we'll do is whoever wins it, make sure you check out that video. So make sure you hit the bell down below. Make sure if you're subscribed, hit that bell down below, because that way you get notified when the new videos are out, and I'll announce the contest winners in a couple weeks. So make sure you do that, because if I can't get a hold of you through personal messaging through YouTube or something like that, then you're gonna have to get a hold of me. So when I call your name, you'll have to make sure and don't miss that video, and contact me or something if I say your screen name or whatever and you win, because I may not be able to contact you. So anyway, comment down below, tell me what you use the Curie Nano for, and your name will automatically be entered in the contest. If you have not subscribed, definitely hit subscribe and hit that bell icon, so that way you don't miss out on the contest winners. So anyway, got that contest going. So we got new videos coming, we got web page development with the ESP8266, and that brings us down to our tool of the week. So we're going to look at this. I had a lot of people come back and say that they would like to see different microelectronic tools and things and helpful stuff for starting your own electronics lab or getting into this kind of stuff. One really good one is you got to have a decent power supply. Okay, so we're going to talk about power supplies. Now this is a power supply that is from Circuit Specialist, if I remember right. Yeah, Circuit Specialist. This is the CS1500 3XE. So CSI, my bad, I didn't look closely enough. CSI 5003 XE is what this one is. This one is basically, it's a linear power supply. Okay, so there's a difference between linear and switch mode power supplies. I'll talk about that in a second. This is a linear power supply. It is a 50 volt, so it goes 0 to 50 volts, 3 amps max, okay? And that is 3 amps max at 50 volts. So this puppy is a, what would that be, 150 watt? So 150 watt power supply, roughly, rough numbers. So what I like about this guy is it also has these external jacks in the front. So if you need to wire something up directly, like hardwire it or something, it has that ability. As well as it has your banana jacks in the front. You've got the positive and negative, and it also has the earth ground. This is actually tied through to the earth ground pin on the AC side. So that's actually a nice little feature. It has one knob right here for voltage control. It's a multi-turn pot that's on here. Boy, I will say one thing. I wish that it had a coarse, a fine and a coarse adjust. That would be a lot better. But for the price of this thing is not expensive. That's the reason I'm showing it off to you today. This one's pretty good. I have another benched up one. Well, actually I have two more, but I've got another benched up one that has a fine and a coarse adjust, and that's a little better when you're trying to really dial it in. But this one does pretty good. I mean, you just gotta, really gently turn it to get that fine adjustment, but it does work very well. It has a constant current mode, so you can actually, that's what this little potentiometer right here, which I guarantee that's what that is. This little knob right here is, you can actually take the positive and negative, you can short them together, basically short them out. It'll go into constant current mode. That's what the C.C is. It'll go into a constant current mode, and then you can set how much current this thing will deliver to your load, whatever that's going to be. So that is a very nice feature because it works great for charging batteries. If a certain battery needs only a certain current, you don't want to charge some lithium that's only like, I don't know, maybe like a 50 or 500 milliamp hour battery with 3 amps, that could damage it. I don't know. It depends on the specs of the battery. So that's actually kind of nice. You can set the constant current. It will only dish out, whatever you set so far as current. And that's also good for if you're troubleshooting, you don't want to blow something up. You can set it fairly low, and that way if there's a dead short on your board or something, it just constant currents out, but it'll only deliver, so much. It won't go nuts and burn up your board. So that's a nice feature. That's what I look for in these. It has this little panel meter. The little panel meter is not really that great. I don't really trust it. I mean, it's good for rough estimates, for rough numbers, but really you should have a multimeter, and that was last Maker Monday's tool, was a multimeter. You should have a multimeter that you hook up to this thing and make absolutely sure that the voltage is correct on it, because I don't trust these. They're kind of like something on a battery charger, so don't really trust those. Now, like I said, this is a linear power supply, which means that it basically, and that's the reason it's so big and bulky, and they basically take and, for lack of a better word, they basically kind of like resistive down. That's not really right because they don't really resist it, but still, it's like taking the voltage and choking it down or letting it go up is what they do on this. So the voltage is literally a pure DC, or at least as close as pure as they can get for the price of this thing. But it's a pretty much as close to DC with no ripple that you can get. Now you get into a switching power supply, switch mode power supply, and they're switching at maybe a high frequency or something is what they're doing. They're basically beating on an inductor and going up and down. We can go into that in maybe later videos, but basically you're going to get ripple in it. Now, depending on how big your load is, depending on how much current you're pushing out of it, or the voltage, and there's a lot of things that depend. A switch mode power supply may give you some wobble, some ripple current in your voltage or your current waveform. Now, a lot of times when you're dealing with, let's say, big resistive loads and things like that, doesn't matter, who cares? If it's not perfectly DC, doesn't matter. Then a switch mode is perfectly fine. The switch mode is actually a lot smaller and it's more convenient. But if you're dealing with stuff that maybe is very sensitive to ripple, then you want a linear one. So I would suggest getting one of these. I'll put the link down in the description to where you can find one. I'm not partnered by IC Circuits. By Circuit Specialists. I just really like their power supplies because they're inexpensive and they really work well. And I've yet to have one die. Honestly, I have 2 of them actually. No, 3 of them actually. Yeah, and I haven't had one of them die yet. So get yourself a good power supply. I recommend at least a 3 or 5 amp power supply. Now the voltage range will vary depending on what voltages you're wanting to mess with. If you're just starting, I would say probably a 30 volt power supply would probably be fine, 0 to 30 volt, and maybe a 5 amper. So, that way, I don't know, you can power up, quite a few things on it or something, and have quite a bit of current to go. So that was what I would recommend for a good power supply. So guys, thank you very much for tuning in on this Maker Monday, and be sure to check out the videos that are coming, because I got lots of them coming. Like I said, I've got the ones that you guys just voted on, and I've got also that Home Assistant touchscreen that we got to do, the dashboard that everybody wanted. So I am working on that. It is coming. If I can get the 3D printer to work. If not, I'll bring it to you anyway, just so you can see how to configure it and set it all up. It's not really too difficult, so you should enjoy it. So guys, as always, hit subscribe, hit like. That really helps the channel out. Make sure and ring the bell down below, so that way you don't miss out on the upcoming videos or any notifications or polls or any messages that I send out through the YouTube platform. Make sure that you hit that bell down there, as well as check me out on all the different social medias. Don't forget the Curie Nano from DF Robot, our friends over there. I'm giving one away, so comment down below, tell me what you would use it for, and we will definitely get you one. So guys, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.